Welcome to my wife's channel. It is called Jordan's Thoughts. And
it is not called Jordan's Thoughts.
And, well, it's mainly Jordan's Thoughts but she's asked me to be the guest speaker. My name is Colton. I am her loving husband. This is her third day doing, posting every single day. Very proud. But
I'm going to try to do it, guys.
But she has drugged me into it. But now we're going to discuss our lives.
No, I want to just say one thing before we talk about our life. My goal is to do it, sorry, I had a little burp. My day is to do it for 30 days straight. If I can do it for 30 days straight, I'll be really proud because usually I try to quit halfway through.
She does.
And I'm not going to do that this time. My husband's going to keep me accountable.
I hope not.
And he's actually going to join me on a bunch of these because he's a funny guy and I feel like you guys would rather listen to him than me.
You would.
You're such a jerk.
Let's begin.
Anyway, today we're going to be talking about if we regret buying our townhouse.
Oh, that's a good topic.
Yeah. So we actually bought a townhouse. Was it last year?
Of 2024,
So last
May 10th is when we moved in. We bought it May 5th.
Look at him having the dates. Yeah, so we
Fun fact though, May 10th is also the day of 2024. May 10th is also the day that our cute little dog named Harley was born. That we got July 4th, and so it's kind of awesome that we got him on the same day we bought our house, which is kind of a cool little fact.
No, we didn't get him on the day that he was born.
I know, but he was born May 10th.
Yeah, he was
Legally,
born May 10th.
he was born May 10th.
Anyway, guys, that's not the point.
No, it's just a fun little history about
This family. Yeah, we
And
do
we
have a
love
dog
Harley.
named Harley. He's really cute. And I will be posting a video about him. He does something really cute and I want to ask questions about it. Anyway, back to the video. So, yeah, so we bought it last year when all the prices were super high. Interest rates were high. But we felt like it was going to be a really good move for us because it was brand new, beautiful townhouse. We walked in and our eyes were popping out of our skull because we just loved it, and we came from a place that was old.
We came from a house. The house we lived in was built in 1958. We bought that house when we were actually firstly engaged.
Yeah, like, so when we walked into this townhouse, it was beautiful, open space, like, so we were like, we let all of our thoughts and our goals just,
Granite countertops, brand new appliances,
granite countertops is what sold us.
and the 3 bedrooms was awesome, 3 bathrooms, the garage space, the driveway
It
space.
was a garage space.
We both work in Richmond. She works at Pepperidge Farm, and I
Yep.
work for a dirt work company in Richmond. We figured, right next to both of our works where we have to go every single day. It's a 5-minute commute instead of a 25-minute commute.
And it just made sense.
It made
because-
sense in our mind, but
No, it made sense. But the reason why we really did it, the real reason, is we were planning on having kids, and we wanted a place where we could grow our kids, and in a safe place, and it was nice enough that we could probably stay there for at least 5 to 10 years, and like grow into it.
it was at least 5 years. I don't think we would have been there for 10 years.
Well, that's true. We always change our
We
mind.
always change our minds.
But-
The longest place we have stayed, I think, is
6 months?
8 months.
8 months. Guys, we are always on the go, and it's really bad. We're trying to change that. Anyway, when, so we decided to buy it, and we were like thinking, okay, at the end of the day, in the 5 years that we were there, if we decide to keep the house, we can rent it out. Hopefully interest rates would be down. We weren't trying to bet everything on interest rates, but we were thinking by then we should have at least our 20% down on it because we only put, how many percent? 5?
Put 5%.
We put 5% down. So we're like, by then we should have some equity in the home. We should have it paid down a little bit, enough that we can get the PMI off, and also hopefully that the interest rates would go down. So we were having these great ideas, and so we're like, okay, so eventually we could turn it into a rental property. It would cash flow. It'd be a perfect place for us. Well then, we lived there for about how many months now?
8 months.
Yeah, we've been living there for 8 months. And we decided that we can't afford this place on one income. Tell them why we want to live on one income.
our whole goal behind it is we want to be able to live on one income at least, so that Jordan, can stay home with the kids.
You guys know who Jordan is.
Sorry, I just said that. So we want her to be able to stay home with the kids, and we're trying to get back to a one-person income where it pays for the house and stuff like that. But right now, we're both working very hard, and we both have to be able to afford this house. And without her working, we would be in the red within a few months.
So that's one thing we forgot when we were looking at this beautiful house is ultimately I want to stay home. So why are we buying a house that we can only afford on 2 incomes? Like, that didn't make sense, but we weren't thinking that way.
We were also playing a gambling game of when interest were going to drop. We kept saying, oh, it's going to drop within a year or so. We just didn't know. We're like, oh, we can make it a year, without thinking, going, okay, what if interest rates never drop? Doesn't matter who the president is, what if they never drop? Because they're at this high interest rate. Are they really ever going to go back down to 4%? Do we ever know that?
Maybe.
We don't know. So we were playing the gambling. It was almost like playing the lottery. Like, we were hoping we can make it that long. And we decided we honestly couldn't. Plus, we're never home. Like, we are never home. And for that big of space just to go empty, I think the only thing we do, I don't think we have 3 bedrooms upstairs. One is an office, and one is just an empty space where we just literally just put our laundry to fold and hang out.
It's embarrassing.
But I literally, the only place I go is I go in our bedroom, sleep, shower, and then I hang out in the kitchen with our dog. That's as far as I go.
And that's
I forget about the other 2 rooms half the time. Even another bathroom, I haven't been in quite some time.
Yeah, and the thing that sucks about living in our, like, because we love our space. Like, it's beautiful, it has light, and we have the most beautiful kitchen. Have we used it? How many times have we used it since we've lived there for the 8 months?
I use it every Sunday because I always should cook breakfast, but we are always busy enough that we don't really cook a lot.
How many times have I used it?
You used it a lot when we first moved in because she was working PM shift, so she would go in at 3 to 11 o'clock at night. Then she switched to days on the same shift as I was because I do days. But you used it a lot then.
Maybe 15 times. We've lived there for 8 months, guys. Like, I have not spent. It's such a beautiful space, and we're not utilizing it. We're there for work. Like, I mean, it's nice because we're close to work, like we said earlier. But besides that, we're not really benefiting. Besides that, it's beautiful. We don't have kids to have their own rooms. We're not using the space. We're there for about 8 hours to sleep, and the rest of the time we're either on the driving, we're doing some work. He's starting an excavation company, so he'll be doing whatever you're gonna be doing, always being gone.
Yep, I have a project I'm doing for actually her parents down in Bluffdale, so I go down every weekend and work. So I'm never home. And then when we come home, instead of us cooking, we usually go out to eat. I know that sounds bad. Me here usually make most of the meals last for 2 meals. We're actually budgeting pretty well that way, but just because we don't have time to cook, because she doesn't get home till 3 or 4. We deal with our dog. He runs. I come home at 5 or 6.
Yep.
We just say, okay, let's just go grab something, enough food, and we go out to eat that we can make it last for 2 meals. And we have been actually pretty good at doing that, actually.
Yeah, and it makes sense for us where we're, like, obviously it's not probably the healthiest, but
well, we try
to make good choices with our food. But with the 2 of us, it's probably gonna cost just as much to make some food. Like,
sometimes
maybe not.
If we make too much food, I get sick of eating the same thing, and then it goes to waste.
That's the worst part.
That's the biggest problem.
It's only 2 of us, so like we're just wasting all this food all the time when we cook. So we decided just to eat out so we don't waste. Yeah. But it's also very convenient because we're so exhausted. And that's one thing I was gonna say is my job. I work 6 days a week, so I'm not even home during the weekends to enjoy that space. My husband's like, he's always gone. So it's just not making sense. So we decided, what are we gonna do? So we decided that we are going to rent out our house, our townhouse that we love so much, to a couple with actual kids that will enjoy the space more than we will, for $600 less than our payment is. Why did we decide to do that, babe?
We decided that so that we could ultimately me and her both working, we could put away more money. So the basement apartment that we are going to be renting is a lot cheaper. And it's just a 1-bedroom, 1 bath with a little bit of a living room and stuff.
And if we actually decided we're going to sell the house, we would have not walked away with the money we put in. Or right now, it's such an unpredictable time. It's just we don't want to be forced to sell our house if we didn't need to. Like, we weren't in a situation where we had to sell it. It was just our goals are leading us to moving out so that we could be in a better place in the future. So like we can go into one house, like one income household.
Yeah. And we do feel like the townhouse actually is turning to be a good investment. Eventually, when interest rates go down, we can refinance.
And when we pay down the 20%.
Yes.
The PMI is pretty high.
But our main goal right now is to pay off our debt. I don't know if you talked about the $54,000 we owe.
Yeah, like 50.
It's on a HELOC, but we've used that to pay for our down payments for the houses we have bought. So it's been good debt, but it's about time to get that off of our bank account.
Yeah, and so not only do we have the HELOC available back to use as emergency fund, but also if we do find a perfect property again that we want to buy, then we have it accessible to us.
And it's not so high.
Yeah, and like every month we're paying. So we have this rental in Logan that we were gonna actually move into the basement apartment too. It worked out really well that their tenant wants to move up to a room upstairs because he don't want to pay anymore for that expensive place. So it worked out in our favor to actually move down there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment, but it's gonna be our own space. It has its own kitchen, and our dog actually has a backyard that we can fence off, that he can run around, and we own it, so it's even better. But with us living down there, our payment is gonna be less than $400 a month, $500.
It would be $600 because we owe for the townhouse.
Yeah. Besides,
besides that, would be probably $200-$300 probably.
Because we cash flow that house, if we rented the whole house, around $700 a month, $700 to $750 a month. But where we are gonna move into the basement, and when we get enough from the upstairs apartment that it actually pays for its mortgage plus some of the utilities, we just have to come up with utilities, and then we have to pay for the HELOC. So then where our goal is to pay off the HELOC, we didn't count that as our like rent money. Does that make sense? Maybe I confused you guys, but yeah, so we'll be paying like a couple $100 for utilities to live there, and then the $600 that we owe for this other house that we rented out. But the reason we also kept it is we get tax benefits for keeping, like, having assets. And then as well as our townhouse is the beginning stages of a bunch that they're making, so we know that it's going to increase in value. That's what they were saying when they finished the clubhouse, and in the location that it is, it's like a growing place. It's very small right now, but they have potential to growing. Like, they're creating a lot of like shops and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, in Richmond, Utah. Richmond, Utah is becoming more of a, like I said, more of a, what's the word I'm trying to use? Like a diverse town where not diverse, but they want to have their own stuff instead of people going to Smithfield.
Efficient? I know.
Efficient, or yes, so
like its own.
Trying to create their own wealth there, keep business in Richmond, and so they're trying to build family houses and stuff, which they have done amazing with, and it's growing pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
But we also believe if we keep these houses, there'd be more of a retirement for us, because right now, you know what the world's like. Retirement, you know, for your Social Security may not be there no more. We don't know. So for us, me and Jordan have both thought that maybe we should take matters in our own hands. Yeah. We do have 401k stuff through our jobs, but to us,
we're not going to always depend on that.
We don't know if that's ever going to still be a thing one day, because, you know, the government's weird and they like to spend our money. So for us, we're keeping all this stuff for us pretty much in the long term.
Yeah, so it's our retirement.
This is our retirement and our long-term goal to maybe slow down one day and just kick back and, yeah.
And, like, I know I've watched a lot of videos that have negative opinions about not making any money on rental properties. They don't want you to keep negative cash flowing assets, which I totally agree in most cases, but our case is so special where we don't need the money coming in every month, and we're thinking as it like they're putting in $2,100 to pay down our
they're
house,
putting down most
and
of the
we're only
mortgage.
paying $600. It's like a $600 investment every month that we're putting in until we can bring stuff down and pay stuff off, and then it will actually cash flow or will actually break even. Then at that point they're paying for everything, and eventually we will own an asset clear, that will be bringing us that much money every month. So we know we're young and we can take some risks. So that's what we have time. That's the thing that's going on our side.
Yes, time is on our side, which a lot of people don't really have time to say that. So,
but if you're young, this is perfect. Like, negative cash flows are not always the worst things. It's not recommended, but you could always make it work. You just have to think outside the box. I think my husband feels a little afraid. Did you lock the car?
yeah, sorry, I just heard the noise. We're
Okay,
good.
but we're almost done. And then with us moving into the new house, like we said, we want to we're gonna still do videos, and I want to start doing Saturdays as when I do my budget for that week. When we get paid, we'll pay everything down, and like, this is so cool, guys. With us moving and making this downsizing and making this adjustment in our life, we're actually going to be able to put 60% of our income or more towards our debt. We're going to hit it so hard, we may be able to pay it off in 6 to 8 months. We really feel confident, especially if he can get his business rolling, and he wants to make videos about his business. So please, when he does create his video, go subscribe.
Yep.
Subscribe.
Yeah, but we won't show. I do also owe money on a truck, but that's gonna be paid off.
We have the money now.
We have the money
Okay.
now. We're just gonna pay it off, and the rest of the video is gonna be keeping our savings account at a certain amount, and then
For emergency funds, because
Emergency
always have a
funds.
little bit of emergency funds,
and then
so you're not getting more in debt.
and then hitting the HELOC, and then it's kind of cool to have a HELOC because that is like a second emergency fund. Or if you don't want to go to the bank, we can just take it out of that pretty much, and that's just a loan for ourselves out of our home equity, which is really nice because you can just want something, you just take it out, and then you have to pay it back just like a regular loan.
Yep.
So
Anyway, that's a little bit. And so I guess I want to ask you, so do you regret buying this townhouse?
no, I don't. I thought I did, but talking more in this video, I felt pretty happy of how it's been a rough go. We haven't saved as much money as I would like to in the year 2024 because we kind of rolled up some debt with me starting my business and stuff, and things got a little tight, but we've always gone with what we need. We've never gone without, but this is definitely a new beginning. I'm really excited for 2025 to see how we do.
Yeah, we're gonna hit it hard, and we want to show you guys that you can do it too. Like, you may have to make some sacrifices so that in the future you can live and enjoy and have the freedom that we all deserve. So that's all I want to say. Thank you for listening to me and him, and thanks for joining us today.
Yep.
Hopefully he joins us a lot more. He's pretty cute, isn't he? Maybe I'll just keep him for myself.
Yeah, that's probably a smart idea.
I'm just kidding. We'll share more. Thank you so much. Have a good night.